right, let's walk through a couple problems here. Students will do 4 of these 20 questions. One line passes through the points 2, 1, and 5, 7. Another line passes through the points -3, 8, and 8, 3. Are the lines parallel, perpendicular, or neither? And remember, see, parallel lines would have the same slope. And then perpendicular lines would have opposite reciprocal slopes. And some of you might be like, wait, didn't we already do all this? Yeah, you sure did. We're doing it again because we're only focusing on the power standards right now. So if you're able to breeze through this, good for you. All right, good for you. So I'm just gonna so I'm really just gonna find the slope of all these points, and we'll see what's up. So from 2, 1. Oh, whoops. So I'll just do 1 minus 7 on top and 2 minus 5 on bottom. That's the first set of coordinates, right? We're working with 2, 1, and 5, 7. Okay. And so that gives me -6 on top over -3 on bottom. That's the slope of 2. All right, which is good news, but now I got to do the other one. So let's do a different color. So the other ordered pair is -3 and 8, and then 8 and 3. And I already got a feeling I know what's going to happen here. So I can do 8 minus 3 on top, and I can do -3 minus 8 on bottom. That gives me 5 over -11. So the problem with that is that they're not the same slope, obviously, and they're not even opposite reciprocal slopes either. They're neither. So my answer for that one would be neither. Let me do one more. Let me do one that's actually live and ready to rock and roll. Okay, here we go. Are the lines in the figure parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Well, I would need to calculate the slope first. So look at this slope here. I go down, looks like down 7 to the right 2. So that's a slope of -7 over 2. And then this other one is, let's see, down, see, from 9 all the way to 5. So that's going down 14. That's down 14. And see, it goes from 5 on the x-axis over to 1 on the x-axis. So that would be to the right 4. All right. But because I know how to simplify fractions, I can say, well, that's divisible by 2, and so is this. So that's actually -7 over 2. And we'll say, oh, look, those suckers are the same. So they must be parallel. And so I'll throw parallel in there as my answer. But what in the? Let's go. What in the? You don't. Ah. My computer's been a little slow these days. I think it's getting overworked, man. All right, so there's that. Okay, so that's how we'll do those problems. Let's see, what's another one we could try to do? Hold on a second. Okay, so now they want me to find the slope and y-intercept of the line that is perpendicular to y equals -2/3 x plus 5. Okay, I can do that. So if I've got y equals -2/3 x plus 5, what matters the most is this slope right here, right? That's what matters the most. I want it to be perpendicular. So I could say I need to fill it. I could say perpendicular to this. Remember, it's opposite reciprocal, so I could say it's +3 over 2. That would be the perpendicular slope, right? So my new equation is going to be y equals 3/2 x plus, I don't know what this is. Okay, I don't know what this is. But they told me, if I look back at this picture, that this point 5,7 is on the line. All right, so the point 5,7 is on the line. I'm going to do a different color so this stands out. 5,7 is on the line. And if you remember that this is that's some terrible writing. Remember that this is an x coordinate and this is a y coordinate, then it's basically I could say the point 5 and 7 is on the line, I can think of it like that. So that will equal 3/2 plus, and what's here? Well, this is usually in slope-intercept form. This is usually the b, so I need to figure out what that is. Okay, so let's do it. So let's do a little bit of math here, and if you don't have a scientific calculator, you're gonna have to find one online or something like that. Let's see, we've got 15/2. When we multiply those two together, equals 7, still plus b. Now, hopefully, 15/2 is really just the same as saying 7.5. So that's 7 equals 7.5 plus b. So what I could do now is subtract 7.5 from both sides. And so I'll end up with a negative 0.5 equals b. So now I know where the y-intercept is. That is the y-intercept. So they asked me in the problem, they say, what is the m and what is the b? Well, the m is the slope. M is the slope. So the slope we figured out a long time ago. A perpendicular slope for that would be 3/2. And what is the b? What is the y-intercept? We figured that out by throwing it into this equation. That is negative 0.5. And if I were to plug that in, I'm pretty sure that'd be correct. All right. Do you need any more problems? I don't know, man. Let me go do one more. Let's see. I give you guys this and writing equations of perpendicular and parallel lines. Might as well. Might as well. Write the equation of a line that is parallel to x equals 8 and that passes through the point -3, -2. Well, if it's going to be parallel to x equals 8, the only thing parallel is another x equals something equation, right? Has to be, because if you remember, when you do parallel, when you do have an x equals something equation, for example, this would start at 8, right? And this line, this is x equals 8. So if it's parallel, it's going to also be completely vertical. So they tell us it goes through the point -3, -2. So since the x value is right here at the -3, this must be x equals -3. Because the point -3, -2 is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, about here. And so this is where that line would have to be. So x equals -3 has to be our answer, and that's what I plug in there. All right, you guys got any questions? Let me know. Bouncing, and I'm going to post this for you guys.